Hi everyone, I am Chris with Simply Classic and I have an amazing, quick and easy project for you today, and it's free. So I'd like to introduce you to the Madison. And the Madison is a really cute, easy, quick wallet style that holds 3 credit cards, plus it has a section here in the middle for cash or maybe more cards depending on what you need. You can get this project done in an hour max. It is just a really fun project. And it's a great way to test out your machine to see how it likes faux leather, leather, cork, whatever you may be using today. Not only can you use it for yourself as maybe a little grab and go, you can stick it in your travel bag, you can stick it in your carry-on, but you can also use it as a gift card holder, which I think is a great idea because then it gives the person that you're gifting the gift card to a nice little wallet for future use. So you see here that we use 2 different color faux for this, and it really accents the diagonal credit card slot section. We highly encourage you to do that. Some of you may have purchased a kit, and if you have, then you have enough product in your kit to either use the main part as the colored patterned, like you see here in this wallet, or you have enough to use the main part as your solid. So you decide, you get to customize this wallet however you want. We're going to get started, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial for the Madison. Some useful items in making this Madison is going to be wonder clips and or some double-sided tape. Now, double-sided tape is not necessary, but it is going to help in the construction of this wallet. You're also going to need some kind of fabric marking pen, and then either a good pair of scissors or a rotary cutter and a ruler. Once you print your pattern, make sure that the pattern has come out to the correct settings using this 2-inch square. You want to make sure that you print at 100% to get the correct measurements, or if your printer has automatic margins built in, you may have to print at 103 or 104% to get the right settings. You will need to cut 1 of each of these credit card slot pieces, and you need to cut 2 of the main body pieces, 1 on the exterior solid line, and you're going to cut 1 on the interior dotted line. If you purchased a kit, you'll receive 2 larger pieces, 1 in a main and 1 in a contrast, 2 smaller pieces, 1 in a main color and 1 in a contrast, and 2 pieces of our adhesive lining. Now let's look at how we lay out these pattern pieces. The first thing you need to do is decide which color you want as the main color on your credit card wallet. So in this case, I'm going to remind you that your main color is going to be the color that you see on the back and on the 2 right-hand credit card slots. In my case, I'm going to have my main color as this print today. Once you decide what you want as the main part of your wallet, you're going to place the larger pattern piece on that cut, just like that. Then you're going to place the smaller piece that says cut 1 main on the other piece, just like this. And then I want to take the other credit card slot piece, which says cut 2 accent, and I'm going to place them on the accent color. I'll cut 1 out, and then I'll just move it up, and I will cut another 1 out. Once we have our main body pieces cut out, we're then going to cut out our lining pieces. So take your main body piece that you cut on the dotted line, place it on top of 1 of your adhesive lining pieces, and we'll cut that out. The credit card slots have specific instructions on the piece as to how many you need to cut out. So in this direction, we need to cut 1 lining. We'll line that up, we'll cut it out, and then on this piece, we need 2 lining. So we'll go ahead and cut that out, we'll move it down, and we'll cut a second one. With all of our pieces cut out, we can now begin construction of our credit card wallet. The first step in making this wallet is going to be to construct this main body section. So I'm going to take my main body piece and my main body lining. We're going to remove the backing from the adhesive lining, and we're going to center it on the back of the main body piece. And you can move it if you need to. it's not so sticky that when you stick it down it stays forever. You've got a little bit of ability to move it around. Go ahead and smooth it down really nice. Then you are going to measure 1/2 inch from each short line and draw a line. From here, you can either use Wonder Clips or you can use some double-sided tape. I'm going to go ahead and use some double-sided tape. I'm going to put it right at the edge of each short side. And then from here, we're going to peel the backing off the tape and fold this short side down to the line we just drew. Okay, we're going to set this aside for just a minute, and we're going to grab our credit card slots. And the credit card slots go together with the lining opposite it. So, for instance, in this case, we're going to use the two pieces where our long edges match, and we want to make sure both sides are right side up. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to move this piece out of the way for just a minute. With our accent pieces. And again, we're just going to make sure that both long edges are on the same side of each one of these. I'm going to use a little bit of double-sided tape here, and I'm going to place the double-sided tape on top of the adhesive lining. I'm just going to place it right along that top edge, and it's only on the slanted edge. Okay, we're going to peel the backing off that tape, and then we're going to place the main part of the credit card slot just over that tape. So we're going to have an overlap of roughly 1/4 of an inch. And we're going to repeat that on the other two pieces. Okay, so from here we're ready to go to the machine and sew. We're going to go ahead and top stitch these two areas on our main piece that we folded over, and then we're going to stitch together all three of our card slots. I'm using a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance as I'm stitching, just enough to catch the back of the folded over section. Okay, so that we have that top stitch. We're going to set that aside for just a minute, and now we're going to go ahead and stitch our credit card slot pieces. Make sure you back stitch really well here. And you can see here that I'm just stitching about 1/8 of an inch away from the main faux, the top of the main faux leather. Okay, so now that all of my pieces are sewn, I'm going to cut my threads and then we'll put the wallet together. The first thing you need to do is to go ahead and peel the backing off of the adhesive lining and fold the lining down. Once you do that, it's going to look like this, your pieces. And it doesn't matter if the lining doesn't quite make it to the bottom. We're going to stitch that and you won't see it at all. So we're going to just peel this back. Go ahead and peel it off. And then just take your lining and fold it right along the stitch line, smooth it out, and then fold that adhesive lining down. This nylon adhesive lining is great and perfect for credit card slots because it is just a little bit slippery and it allows your credit cards to slide in and out easily. From here, we are going to find the center of our main piece. So just go ahead and fold this in half, and then using your fabric pen, mark the center. I'm using a silver marking pen. This is one that we sell on our website, and it easily erases with just a little bit of water. It comes right off. From there, you're going to take your ruler, and you're going to place the ruler just to the side, it doesn't matter which side, of those marks. Okay, so I can see my marks here. I'm not putting the ruler on top of the marks. I'm putting it, in my case, just to the left of the marks. I'm going to make sure everything looks nice and straight. And I'm just going to draw a line across. From here, I'm going to measure 3/8 of an inch up and draw another line. Make sure everything is straight when you line one of your lines up on your ruler with the side of your wallet to make sure it's straight. And then we're going to move it up and we're going to draw one more line 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so now we have 3 lines drawn. Take one of your accent pieces, and you can either use double-sided tape here or you can use Wonder Clips, either way. And this time I will use Wonder Clips. I'm going to take the bottom of this credit card slot piece and place it right on that first, meaning the line closest to the top, 3/8 of an inch line. And I'm going to clip it in place. Okay, from here we are going to stitch 1/8 of an inch from the bottom edge on top of the credit card slot, 1/8 of an inch all the way across. Okay, take your accent piece, and then again we're using the straight lines here. We're going to put that right along the second line, and we are going to clip in place. And then we will stitch that 1/8 of an inch from the bottom edge again. And then we're going to repeat that one more time with our last credit card slot. Place it against the last line, which essentially is your center. And we're going to stitch 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so from here, all we need to do is to fold our wallet in half. Get my threads out of the way. And when we fold it in half, we want to make sure that our top edges align. So I'm going to put a couple of wonder clips. And I'm also going to wonder clip the side. I'm going to clean up these threads real quick, and then we'll stitch the sides. The main thing to remember when stitching the sides is you want to stitch from the bottom up. If you stitch from the top down, your foot might get caught on one of these credit card slots and push it down and out of proportion. So I'm going to do this side first, and I'm going to first stitch at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, because we want to stitch from the bottom up, I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to stitch on the wrong side, or on the back side, from the bottom up. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take a credit card and test the slots out. If you feel like the slots are a little bit too large, you can do a second line of stitching. And I can see here that if I push this credit card all the way over, I have quite a bit left over. This is really designed to have 2 lines of stitching. And so, but test it out first, just in case your cuts were off a little bit. So I'm going to do a second line of stitching 1/8 of an inch away to my side seams, my side stitches on the inside of the wallet. The last step in the wallet is to trim your edges down. So I'm going to take this to my table. I'm going to use my rotary cutter and a ruler, and I'm just going to trim off these raw edges so that they're nice and even all the way down. And with everything cleaned up, we now have our completed wallet. So this is a really nice, quick, and easy project that you can test out your machine to see how it likes faux leather. Any kind of non-fraying fabric, meaning leather, faux leather, or cork, can be used for this wallet. Okay, we hope you enjoyed the project. Enjoy your Madison, and until next time, everybody, happy sewing.